what a strange week for Black Clover. We had, the sites that a lot of people would usually read them before the official translations came out on Manga Stream and Jimenez Box. Manga Stream went down. Jimenez Box decided to stop doing weekly Shonen Jump translations, so they don't end up getting the hammer of Viz coming down on them. So, I wanted to comply. I'm very much up for supporting official releases when they're fairly. Oh yeah, we're getting the translation at the same time, and we're not waiting months for a volume. Getting absurdly behind where the series is currently at. But as it is now, we have Black Clover, and there was a translation that was put out, but it was super rough, so I didn't really want to do a review based off of the dialogue that was in those within those text boxes. There were nice effort, but still really really wonky. Anyway, the chapter begins, and I just want to say really quick, I was very happy about the end. And obviously, if you're in the video, you've probably already read the chapter. Zeno or Xenon, whichever the translation should be. I always still wonder sometimes about Viz translations, but him showing up is very interesting to me because I did a video where I'm like, oh, I'm going to speculate his magic because I don't know if we're going to find out what he's capable of soon or, a year plus from now. And then like the next chapter, it's like, hey guys, I'm here. So there's a high likely chance in the next chapter, on the 6th of January that we're going to be seeing exactly what his magic is. And even if I'm not, even if I'm not even close, I just, it's fun to speculate, and I would have lost my chance entirely if I waited much longer. Either way, let's talk about the chapter itself. So the members of the Golden Dawn are talking. They're just discussing like, oh yeah, it's crazy that came from the Forsaken Realm, some peasant village, and yet how powerful he is. And in only 18 months, he became a member of the or he became vice captain of the Golden Dawn. And that's impressive for but for him, he's just like, oh, it's along my pathway. I'm working up to become Wizard King / Magic Emperor. I still like Magic Emperor, but as it were, they just got information, everybody at the church that, is a prince of the Spade Kingdom, and there's gonna be a lot of shock over that. And I thought it was funny that like Belle, like she was like super excited about it. I don't really know where she's going with this idea because here's the thing. It's cute she's got a thing for but unless she somehow gets of like normal human size, she doesn't have a chance. I mean, even Charmy, like in Charmy's normal form, her not chibi form, if wanted to, could work with it. I mean, she's still pretty small, but she's not Sylph small. Sylph is like the size of a guinea pig. Anyway, at the moment, they're just like discussing over like details of that. It's like, if I'm a member of this, Spade royalty, I'm a prince of the Spade Kingdom, why did I get abandoned in the Clover Kingdom? What are you doing here? What's the purpose of all this? And this guy Ralph, he's ready to just drop everything and try and win him over as quick as possible. He's not ready to dilly-dally. He's like, no, you need to know. You deserve the right to know. So let me inform you everything. And I really liked that his was flame magic and giving these memories, because just the idea of like, as you're getting these memories, it's like a warm feeling. I just thought it was, a really good little nod at literally the warm fuzzies. Anyway, is seeing, his memories of his mother after he was born, his father, and just everybody, rejoicing over, a newborn prince of their kingdom, something to really be happy about. When you have a royal family that obviously, like the way that they were described, treats its people really well, you're happy when, they're able to, have their own kid. And now you have another member of the royal family that I assume they look out for the people. Anyway, is not only that, like you find out the information of like, oh, this is the magic stone I got when I was, in a strong magic region. There was a couple comments that I was a little curious about some of the people, and they're like, oh, how does he from the Spade Kingdom if he's got one of the magic stones? Well, most of the magic stones didn't come from the Clover Kingdom, at least from their origin point, where they were found for the whole resurrection spell. I think the one in Saucy Village, that was in the Clover Kingdom, and then the one Fuego Leon had was in the Clover Kingdom. Other than that, like, you know, the Witch Queen had one. There was one in the Water Temple. Like, these were places between all of the you know, between kingdoms. So it's not like they were directly like, oh yeah, they're at outposts in the Clover Kingdom. I just thought that was a little bit strange. But these guys now, you know, we know them as the Dark Triad, and their followers, they are just running treason and deciding, you know, coup d'etat time. They're going to take the kingdom for their own self and, you know, kill everybody that stands in their way. And logically, if they're ready to betray their own kingdom and kill everybody, then they're going to include, like, the royal prince. It's one of those things that's like, you know, you gotta, if your idea is like, we're going to kill the people in charge and take over, you're going to want to take out their bloodline too. But as they're named, the Zogradis siblings, which in that translation that was really rough. I remember there was like 5 extra letters in their name. It was like really crazy. But they're, you know, marching on, just kind of like slowly just decimating everything in their path as they make their way to the king and queen. And there's a note that I want to really talk about at the end of the video. Like, we see like members of the Spade Kingdom go and defend, you know, go and defend the king as he's running away with Yuno. And I'll wait till the end of the video to talk about it. But he ends up, you know, running. He finds Agate Village in the church and ends up sending, you know, Yuno over there. And it does look like he's using wind magic. There's no straight statement it's wind magic. Maybe it's not. It just kind of looks like it. Maybe it's something else. But I'll talk about that when why exactly I take note of that small fact specifically. But as it were, now these characters are, you know, they're going over all this. You know, just finds out all this information, all, you know, all this stuff about who he is, where he's from, and his family. But at the same time, when Ralph is like, you know, that last guy was your dad. You know, I've served the royal family, and you know, we've been all praying for your safety. You know, they gave me all their magic and their hopes and their wishes in order for me to come find you. But Yuno is still like, you know, yeah, you can say all this, but I'm a member of the Clover Kingdom. And then they get word after that the Golden Dawn headquarters is under attack. And here is Zeno, and he's, you know, he's ready just to lay down some brutality, I imagine, just to be as raw as he did when he attacked the Diamond Kingdom. So then there's the question, who exactly is he looking for? Because he says they're after the arcane stage mage, you know, whoever it is existing at that level. There's a lot of possibilities, and obviously, like, you know, they gotta dip into forbidden magic. There's like the chance of, oh, maybe they're talking about Patri. Maybe Patri's there. Maybe this is something to do with Langris, because we know Langris was getting kind of crazy with his magic, and he, you know, there was notes that his magic felt similar to the, you know, the elves that were using the third eye, you know, buff. It could be Julius. It could be, you know, but then it's like, well, why wouldn't they go to Hockey Village? Maybe they didn't sense it. Maybe they just go where they thought he'd be. There's some mystery of who exactly they think he's after. Think they're after. My guess is just Patri. I think right now it's safe to assume it's Patri because he's probably going to be somewhere near William. I still think William. Well, for one, I still think William should be locked up. But as of right now, like, I think the default place to assume he's in is in the Golden Dawn. And the person that, you know, would be most likely around William is Patri. We know they're very close. So I think it's just safe to assume that that's who they're after. And the Arcane Stage members are obviously people that they want to focus on. But I wanted to talk about one thing specifically about this chapter to note. So I've gone over my theories about who really is Yuno, because I still speculate, because we know that inside the body of the character we know Yuno, there is the soul of the Spade Prince, and there's the soul of Licht and Tedia's child. We know that. I still think that the character we know is Licht and Tedia's child, and the soul of who actually is Yuno has been sleeping this whole time. And one of the things I think is still at least something to really note is obviously the combination of wind and sword magic, that being further or closer to Licht and Tedia. But one thing to note is the fact he has you know, a 4-leaf Clover grimoire, and we know he did get his grimoire from, you know, the whole I don't know how I'm fumbling over such an easy word, kind of, you know, their grimoire getting ceremony back at the start of the series. So it's like, okay, yeah, possibly got his grimoire there, or no, he did get his grimoire there, so that's probably why it's a 4-leaf Clover. But here's the question. Is that Clover grimoire to the elf child? Because we know that, we know that there was a 4-leaf Clover set to Licht, and it'd make more sense to kind of like align up with Licht instead of, the Spade child. Because then it's like, are they both going to have Clover grimoires? Like, which one is going to have the other grimoire? I think it would make more sense for it to be, once the other soul is revealed, for it to be, oh, this is actually, the one that we know has been Licht and Tedia's child, and the one that is actually, ends up getting a Spade Kingdom grimoire. It's kind of hard to, like, think about. It's a little bit confusing, but I think it works more for the way that we know grimoires are, and the fact that at that point, where's the other guy going to get his grimoire? Is he going to have to show up and, are we going to get, oh, well, what about the elf child? Where are they going to get their grimoire? And then there's so many kind of things to note that I think would really kind of make it hard to speculate otherwise. But as of right now, that's where I really want to, I just want to plant my flag, is I still think that the character that we've known as Asta's rival is Licht and Tedia's child, and the Spade Prince is the sleeping soul. I still think it makes sense, why, oh, well, the elf soul is supposed to take control during the whole elf resurrection. It's like, oh, he did take control. It's just the fact that, he's always been in control. So this is just, the elf's personality. He didn't have that malice towards humans. He grew up with humans, Asta and whatnot. Again, it's a little bit weird. I'm gonna have to make like a map over this and kind of just get my point across in a much more visual way to understand. I know there are some people like, oh, no, I get what you mean. And there's probably some people who are like, what kind of weird tinfoil hat theory are you running right now? Other than that, comment below. Tell me your thoughts are about this chapter. I'm really hoping to find out what exactly Xeno's magic is. There's some weird stuff that I was discussing. If you want to know my theory on that, you didn't watch it, go watch my Xeno magic theory video. I mean, it's some crazy tie-ins, but I think knowing Tabata's track record and what other manga he's done, that, it's something to at least say, it's possible. Other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, friend the like button, the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.